We are covering 20 key actions to increase sales. Before we get started, I'd like you to hit the subscribe button, click the thumbs up, hit the alert button, and share these video series with anybody you might find might need this, especially if they have a small business and they don't necessarily enjoy selling, but it's the lifeblood of what they need to do. This will be some good information for them to take a listen to. Maybe it'll help them, and maybe they don't want to hear it from you. Maybe I'm the person that they will hear it from. But again, it's not rocket science, and I'm giving you some really key items that will help take away the fear and hopefully motivate you. Covered this in the first video, AAC. I'm not going to cover it now. We're going to jump right in and cover number 20 and number 19. Number 20, if you're really going to make an impact in terms of increasing your sales, you've got to set aside a budget for sales and marketing. It's imperative. You cannot spend money on computers, your overhead, a brand new office building, all the things that are nice to haves, and they may be necessary. But if you don't have a solid budget set aside for sales and marketing, you're only going to hurt yourself. This is a key action item that you've got to do. When you put together your pro forma, when you are in business plan, when you started your company, it should have included this. If it doesn't, then you need to go back in and rework those numbers for your pro forma and figure out what that looks like, right? Does it include hiring an actual salesperson to come in and do it, especially if it's something that you don't have the time for, that maybe it's not your forte? If it's not your forte, then you need to hire somebody who can come in and help you out there. This is the lifeblood of your business, and it's something that you need to address. And it's not just sales. You've got to if you're going to hire a salesperson, or if you're doing the sales yourself, you've got to arm yourself with the tools to actually do the selling as well, which is part of the marketing piece here. So again, I want to encourage you to make sure that you have the budget set aside for this. And if you don't, make sure that you go back in and reevaluate what that looks like for you and your business. And if you're in sales, you'd want to invest in yourself as well, right? Number 19, once you've set aside the budget for the sales and marketing plan, put together an action plan of how to actually do your sales and do your marketing. It's one thing to, set the budget aside, but if you don't actually have a plan of how to execute it and spend the sales money and the marketing dollars, that's no good. You've got to have a plan of attack. It's got to address all 4 quarters, 52 weeks, 5 days, 7 days a week. You've got to figure out what that action plan looks like, document it, write it down, put it in writing, and make it actionable in terms of looking at it on a daily or at least a weekly basis, and give yourself a report card in terms of how you're doing with executing on your sales action plan. If you're not doing this, then you're not taking it seriously. So again, I want to encourage you to take these first 2 steps. Don't have to do everything at once. But again, if you're not doing these things, you need to start. And this is number 20 and number 19 are as good a place as any for you to start. And then also you've got to incorporate AAC. You can get to that video in the playlist link that I'll put in the description. And we will talk to you at the next video. And thanks for joining.